quite a bit already on Southport and the disgusting things in the UK at the moment with terrorism. 37 years of Islamic terror. Before that, 30 odd years of IRA terror. Close to 70 years now, nearly as old as I am. The UK has suffered some form of terror attack. The biggest disappointment, as I say, is our present government not even acknowledging the fact, that yet again Southport was a terror attack. And make no bones about it, it was. And a lot of people are already covering all of that, so I don't want to go over all of that. He covered it up. He shouldn't have covered it up. That did lead to the riots. People were locked up for it. They shouldn't be locked up for it. They should be released. And all of that's now everyone knows, as I say, and everyone's doing that. What no one is actually doing at the moment is actually going through the Quran and what the Quran actually says. Because there's quite a few people, I've heard talking about moderate Muslims and Islamists and the different, and that's true. There are moderate Muslims. I'm not doing this, and they don't all go out and do what the Southport killer did, and they wouldn't do. The problem it's Islam. It's not the people. That's the trouble. It's not the people. The problem with Islam is the book, the Quran. That's the problem with Islam, because it's the Quran that tells them to go and unalive Christians. It's the Quran that tells them to go and unalive Jews. There are over 16 verses which literally tell them to fight. Well, actually, the word used is actually kill. They translate it as fight, but the correct translation is kill. Kill the unbelievers who do not believe in Allah and the last day. Kill them. The Quran states it in over 16 verses. And this is the problem. It's the book. Mein Kampf, the Hitler book, which was banned worldwide, was 9% anti-Semitic. The Quran is 11% anti-Semitic. And it's at least 9% anti-Christian, anti-atheist, anti-non-Muslim, because it literally says kill everyone who does not believe in Allahu Akbar. And that's the problem. It's not the people, it's the book, because every Muslim follows the Quran. Every Muslim obeys the Quran. And like I said, yes, I totally agree. There are some Muslims who aren't going to read kill all the non-Muslims and go out there and do it. They're not going to do it. I agree with that. But the problem is there are Muslims who are going to do it, and they are doing it. That's the problem. We need to get rid of the book, and we need to get rid of the ideology. And this is what the UK needs to wake up to at the moment. It's, as I say, when you've got a book that literally turns around and tells its followers to kill everyone who is not a Muslim, you have a big problem. You have a huge problem, especially in a country that is supposed to be multicultural and diverse. You have a huge problem where there are, as I say, more than 16 verses that say kill the non-Muslims. They translate it, as I say, as fight, but that's an incorrect translation, because even if you take the incorrect translation they use as fight those who don't believe in Allah and the final day, it's still the same result, because it's telling you to fight them that don't believe until they believe. So if that person you're fighting decides never ever still to believe, you're going to have to get to a point where you're going to have to kill that other person, or you just carry on fighting him forever, and that can't happen. But as I say, the correct translation in the Arabic word is actually kill. Kill the unbelievers who do not believe in Allah or the last day. And there are more than 16 verses, as I say. Majority of them are in Surah 9 and Surah 5, chapter 9 and chapter 5. These were the last three chapters to be revealed, was Surah 5 and 9. These were the 9 was the penultimate verse. There was one more after that with only 3 verses in it, and 5 was just before 9. And virtually, chapter 5 is virtually 9% kill every other person who's not a Muslim, and about another 6 or 7% where it says anyone who's not a Muslim is the worst of creatures, disgusting animals. And then chapter 9 is at least 30% kill the non-believers. Kill him. Kill them all. And as I say, this is the problem. It's not the people. That's not the problem. The problem is the book they follow, the book they believe came from their God, which tells them to kill everyone who doesn't worship their God. That's the problem. And as I say, this is the problem, as I say, as well, wherever Islam is. Currently there are 15 countries at the moment in the world that are fully Islamic, fully Muslim, and full Sharia law. I think personally that's enough. If you want to be a Muslim and you want to, Allahu Akbar everywhere and bang your head on the floor in worship to him 5 times a day, fine. Go away to one of those 15 countries and live in one of those 15 countries. Don't come to another country, Christian, and try and turn that into another Islamic country. Because the world doesn't need to be all Islamic. It don't need to be. There are people in the world who don't want to be Islamic. There are people in the world who don't want your Allahu Akbar. There are people in the world who don't want to drink camel piss and rape little children. There are people in the world who want to live normal, respectable lives. And like I say, if you don't want that, and you want to rape little children and you want to do your Allahu Akbar, fine. Go to one of the countries that are already currently doing that and live there. Gaza. Gaza at the moment needs loads of people to go there and live there and help rebuild it. Go to Gaza, rebuild it and live there. I mean, there's at least a million or so that I know in the UK that are, in flavour of plasticine. So go to plasticine. And this is the biggest problem with it, as I say. This is why they won't stop killing our children. This is why they won't stop raping our children. This is why they won't stop killing and torturing and unaliving us as well. Because the book they follow, the Quran, literally tells them to do it. It literally says, kill them, in at least 3 or 4 verses. And as I say, there's at least another 10 or 15 where it implies that, to kill them. 9:111. This is the verse that was used for the Twin Towers, 9/11, 9:111. This is the one that states, if you kill children and babies and unbelievers in the name of Allahu Akbar, you will go straight to heaven. Immediately. No mucking about. Doesn't matter what you've done before that. Doesn't matter what crimes you did before that or sins you've done before that. As soon as you unalive someone in the name of Allahu Akbar and you unalive at the same time, you go straight to heaven. That's what 9:111 says. 9:29. Kill everyone who doesn't believe in Allahu Akbar. Kill him. 9:29. As I say, I can quote more verses that say exactly the same thing. Kill those who don't believe in Allahu Akbar. 49:9 is the verse that tells Muslims to kill Muslims. You know, you've even got verses in that book that tell Muslims to kill Muslims. Now, this is the biggest problem. Um, and this is what people need to understand, especially in the UK. There are many, many people in the UK, as I say, I've heard them discussing this. They ain't got a Scooby-Dooby-Doo, half of them, what they're discussing or talking about. You know, two-tier Kia, you know, with his £3,000 free glasses from his boyfriend, Lord Ali. I'm pretty certain he ain't got Scooby-Doo about this Garbo either, you know. You know, as I say, when you've got a book which literally tells its followers to kill everyone who's not in your particular cult, then you have a problem. And as I say, when that same book also says for that people in that same cult to also kill other people in your cult still because they don't agree with your views on that cult, again, you've got a problem. Unless, of course, as I say, you know, you're in a country like Saudi Arabia where it's all Sunni Muslims, then you don't have a problem. Or unless you're in, as I say, a country again where, well, I mean, that's the trouble. There's very few Islamic countries where it's all Sunni or all Shia. That's why Yemen is currently in a 50-year civil war, because it's 40% Shia and 60% Sunni. And whenever you have that, you will always get war after war after war, following 49:9 of the Quran, where it tells Shia to kill Sunni and Sunni to kill Shia. And as I say, this is the biggest problem with this book. There are so many verses in there that, you know, first of all, tell the Muslims, whether they're Shia, whether they're Sunni, whether they're Salafi, whether they're Maliki, whether they're Hanafi, whatever sect they happen to be, they all follow the Quran. They all follow the same book. And that same book tells all of them to kill all the Jews, kill all the Christians, kill all the atheists, kill all the Catholics, kill all the Jehovah Witnesses, kill all the Buddhists, kill all the Sikhs, kill all the Hindus. This is where the problem lies. As I say, you haven't got a problem if you like live on Mars, you know, and you've got no Muslims around you, then you ain't got a problem. But as soon as you get to a multicultural country, which is basically the whole world, then you have a huge problem. And especially so when you get to countries like the UK or Canada or France or Germany. And the problem won't stop. That's the trouble. That's the trouble. The problem is not going to stop, and the problem is not going to go away. The only result, as I say, is to separate. You need to separate the Muslims from everyone else. Muslims, go and live in your country with other Muslims and stay there. Christian countries like the UK have Christians in, they have Buddhists in, they have Sikhs in, they have Hindus in, they have atheists in, they have every single other person in except Muslims. No Muslims allowed, full stop, because they cannot live peacefully side by side with anybody else. The book doesn't allow it. Anyway, people that see this, please subscribe to my channel first of all. I mean, I've had a channel now for over 6 years, and I've only got 130 subscribers, even though I have in-depth knowledge of Islam, in-depth knowledge of Christianity, and so there's a lot of teaching I can do. But other than that, if you don't wish to subscribe, fine, don't bother subscribing. Please just like this video and share it, so at least this video gets round. Most of my videos only get seen by about 30 or 40 people, and that I don't, you know, I'm not too bothered about. But there are particular videos like this one that I would like more people to see, understand, and learn exactly what the problem is. So please, just like and share this one. All right. God bless you all. Peace of Christ to you all.